Albert Einstein was non-binary. My father was an inventor, and Albert Einstein started his career in the patents office, and he actually invented a refrigerator. My father had a rivalry towards Albert Einstein, and he said that Einstein couldn't even be relied upon to remember what to buy for the evening dinner. I always thought this was a bit harsh, but now I see that his 5 great achievements were made by him standing on the shoulders of giants and collaborating with equally great colleagues. In his quantum theory of light, Albert Einstein was able to interpret Max Planck's mathematics and publish his interpretation into a 1905 paper. Brownian movement. In 1905, Albert Einstein also published a paper on Brownian movement, which was a theory developed by botanist Robert Brown. Einstein was attributed with accolades for his modeling of the motion of pollen particles. Special theory of relativity. In relation to this theory, Einstein's papers presented derivations of the Lorentz transformation. The name of the transformation comes from Dutch physicist Hendrik Lorentz, and Albert Einstein relied on this knowledge for this theory. General theory of relativity. A version of non-Euclidean geometry, called Riemannian geometry, enabled Einstein to develop general relativity by providing the key mathematical framework on which he fitted his physical ideas of gravity. This idea was pointed out by mathematician Marcel Grossmann and published by Grossmann and Einstein in 1913. E equals mc squared. In 1873, the Russian physicist and mathematician Nikolai Umov pointed out a relation between mass and energy for ether in the form of equals kmc2. This relationship has been known since ancient times, with one philosopher saying that a city like Baghdad could be destroyed in a transformation of mass into energy. Any scientist at the turn of the 20th century would have known that this formula could be used as a weapon, but this formula and its determination was exclusively and falsely attributed to Einstein. The point that I am making is that Einstein was not the type of thinker that great thinkers traditionally were and are. After 1913, he didn't contribute any great advances to science, but his way of thinking inspired all generations following him. The way of thinking of Albert Einstein, especially after the clarity of his 1905 and 1913 publications, was in my opinion disordered, and he lacked clarity and he thought in an overcomplicated way, which inspired people to consider a multitude of things at the same time, which is beyond the ability of the human being. This problem of this way of thought is that it prevents people from having clarity, and it was probably a response to the traumatic realization of the dark science that Einstein was practicing. This way of thinking prevents people from the simple approach of traditionally seeking conclusions through an ordered binary process with the traditional and the tried and tested spiritual discernment of truth through the Holy Spirit.